my name is Elizabeth Isakson, and I'm in my thesis semester of my thesis year, getting my MFA in Interdisciplinary Book and Paper Arts. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I moved here to Chicago in 2010 to go to Columbia, and my undergrad is from Wayne State University in Detroit in printmaking. In our curriculum, you have to come up with your thesis idea basically over summer, in between your second year and your third year. A lot of my work has to do with memorial and mourning and sort of making monuments to things. I knew I wanted to make something big, and I really wanted to make it something that was time-based in a different way. So I had the idea of a bunch of broad conceptual things, but I didn't really know what the content was. I knew I wanted to work with ephemeral art. I've always wanted to work with projections in a big space, so I knew that was part of it. Having an installation environment was part of it, but I didn't know what it was. And then my husband got into a really terrible car accident in August, and I kind of knew that I would be making something about that. I really wanted to talk about this moment where he was very hurt and time just kind of stopped for me. Everything slowed down. A lot of things got put into perspective. So how do you make something that is a tribute to that moment, something really esoteric and broad and strange? But it was something that I was dealing with, and I'm still dealing with through his recovery. And as he starts walking again, both of his legs were crushed in this car accident. When I saw his x-rays from his surgery, that really became the jumping off point for the image I was going to make. They were these really beautiful, like, blue and white pictures, and it looked really ghostly and gorgeous, but all the pictures of his bones have these spikes going through them where all of the metal is in his legs that got joined back together. And that image is really haunting, and when you see a close-up of it, you can't really tell what it is, but it looks both delicate and violent at the same time. Material that I've chosen to work with is ice and water, and what I'm doing is I'm freezing a sculpture in an attempt to freeze a moment, but that moment is going to slowly change and go away. So my main materials are going to be a sculpture of glass and metal frozen in ice that melts slowly, and a video to accompany it, and I'm also making a book and an iPad to go along with it as well. So having a piece that's melting before your eyes that is different when you walk in and when you leave, I think is a really potent metaphor for what this whole experience is. What the experience of living is, what the experience of mourning something is, what the experience of going through a process is like.